Welcome to the Progressive Channel and to the next installment of our exciting new series, The Property Pilgrimage. I'm Sean Fitzpatrick, and in this series, I'm going to be discovering your success stories. Today, we are in Bristol, and we're outside this property, which is currently a bungalow. But we're going to pop inside in a moment and find out what the person behind this property has got planned for it. It's very exciting. Let's find out. Do you know, this garden is absolutely wonderful. It's so huge and it's so beautifully enclosed as well. And I can imagine with some of the hedges over there with just a bit more growing, you can imagine a nice family out here, a nice family living in this house and children in this garden perhaps. There's even potential under permitted development for an extension. Who knows? So this is the entranceway. So as we can see, little bit tired, little bit dated, but as we might discover, this is the perfect kind of property to potentially make some profit from. Let's find out what John's going to do with this in a moment. So just pop through here where John is. Hello John.
Hi Sean, how are you, all right?
I'm good. Nice to see you. And thank you so much for showing us around the property today. So John, before we talk about the property, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Yeah, well, my name's John Day. I've been a property investor for 4 years. I previously had a data shredding business.
A data shredding business.
Very different, very niche. And we sold that business in 2020. And following that, I then set up this property company as an investment. And here we are 4 years later, still going.
4 years later, still going. So it sounds like you always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Is that something that you had always, or is it something that you learned?
I remember thinking quite a while ago that I wanted to work for myself. And I did have a year working for the PLC, the bought out the shredding company. And that was enough to remind me that I did want to work for myself.
You want to work for yourself?
Yeah, so I did again.
So you're someone who can't be told what to do. You want to be your own boss.
I don't mind being told what to do, but it is nice being your own boss, yeah.
Well, before we go into the actual property business side of things, let's talk about this house. So how did you come across it?
Well, I was contacted by an estate agent who told me that the house is very soon coming onto the market. The house is very soon coming on to the market? Yes.
So it was off market?
It was off market. I was just leaving an investors meeting up in Gloucester. I was on the motorway and I got off the motorway, backtracked, and I was here within half an hour. I then did a viewing the following day and we were quite sure we wanted to put in an offer for the property and we went from there.
Amazing. Well, I'm just looking at this room. I mean, it's a really, really sizable space. You've got a beautiful big window there. We've got obviously a nice fireplace. Is this going to be a feature? Are you going to keep this, or what's?
I think this will go. I think that's probably got a better home on Antiques Roadshow, but we're planning to knock this wall through and have this as an open space. So this wall will go.
Interesting. So we're talking about reconfiguration here.
We'll do some reconfiguration downstairs, yeah. Just to open it up a little bit. That's the modern way of living. That's what we've done with our previous properties and it seems to work. Where I am lucky, I suppose, is that I've partnered with a builder. So that was the first thing I did when I set the property company up. So I'm able to allow him to make these decisions. And it's not that I don't want to know or don't know some of these solutions, but Graham is my business partner and I can quite easily say, Graham, your call, you know more about it than me. I'll get the house, you fix it. So that's how I work and that's how we work together. So
collaborating with others.
Exactly, yes.
It's so important. I think it was Henry Ford who once upon a time was asked the question, how do you know everything about the car business? And he basically said, well, I don't know anything about the car business, but I know who to call when I have a question. Yeah. And I suppose building that network, building those relationships is really key. And we'll probably talk about that as we go around. Yeah,
there's a lot I don't know and I'm never going to know. But to have the people that I can reach out to get that support is key.
Let's head across to this next space in here. So again, it's a pretty big space. So let me think about this. So right now, behind this wall is the fireplace that we were just talking about. Yep. So this wall is going to come down.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's going to open into this space.
Yes, and we'll also knock this wall down here as well. So it'll be.
You're knocking this down as well.
This bit will come down as well. Yeah. So we'll have a big open plan space here. through into the kitchen and to a dining room and to the living room. So big open space living.
I can just imagine it looking so spacious, and with all the window, I mean, is this window staying?
That will stay, yes. We're not going to do any groundwork, any extensions outside, so that window will stay there. It brings in some light. Certainly later in the day it will. Obviously we've got windows at both sides of the house to bring in light throughout the day, so yeah, that will stay there. So it should be a nice, open, bright room.
And do you know what? I'm just imagining it now. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I suppose when you see properties like this, there'll be some people who come into a property like this and they'll think, I could never live here. I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I guess you need to have a bit of a vision of how you can.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been into any property and thought I'd like to live there. When we finish, I would, but I think you have to see through it. You're buying a property as an investment. You're not going to live there yourself. You have to develop the property for what the market requires.
Yes.
And what the market requires may not be your own personal taste, but between Graham and myself, and with the help of our wives as well, we tend to come up with good solutions.
The real brains behind everything, the wives.
Yeah.
Let's pop into this next room. And you said something earlier that I find interesting, which is you got this property off market.
Yes.
And how do you do that? I mean, so you said the agent contacted you before it was even on their window, basically.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, I think it's important to get relationships with everybody in life, but specifically in property, you've got to get some good relationships with some estate agents. This particular agent sold one of our previous properties. I've kept in touch with her. I've done lots of viewings with her. I'll pop in and see her from time to time. I will drop in at Christmas and say a quick hello and drop something off.
Oh, these little things, it makes all the difference, right?
100%, yeah. Well, I hope so.
Well,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Each time we bought a house, we've had to move quick. It's one thing to have your ducks in a row and have your funds ready and everything else, but when something comes on the market, something like this in particular, that is going to be quite sought after. There's quite a demand for it. You've got to go quick. You've got to have everything ready, the funds, the time, and you've got to be able to put your offer in quick and move. So we did that, and here we are on our latest project.
That's really cool, and there'll be some people who are listening to that who find it very inspiring. There'll be some people listening to that who find it very scary. Were you always in that position and that mindset where you could just go in and make an offer on a property like that, or was it something that?
It's still scary, and I think each time I bought a house, just before you click the send button for X amount of...
You get that?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
And I've always done it, and I've always done the right thing by actually doing it. So yeah, I still get that gut check. Oh, am I doing this? I'm spending so much money. But yeah, it seems to work.
So obviously we're in the kitchen right now.
Yeah.
And I can see this kitchen, I mean, it's quite sizable already. It looks very, very dated. But as we were saying earlier, people shouldn't be put off by this because you're going to put a new kitchen in, I guess.
100%, yeah. There'll be a new kitchen in. We've put a couple of islands in a couple of our properties. That seems to be quite a popular thing to do.
A couple of violins?
We've put islands in a couple of our
islands.
properties.
So I thought you said violins. I thought,
no.
Yes, islands in the centre.
We get the violins out if we don't sell it quick enough. Once all the units are out, it looks like a different room, obviously, but it looks so different, and you can see the space, and you can work with the walls that you have to create the perfect kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just saying it now. I think, with a beautiful island in here, nice new, up-to-date kitchen.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real premium property for someone. Hello, everyone. Sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to take this opportunity to say we are starting a new series called Property Aunt, where the Progressive team will be giving advice on your biggest property problems. Whether you're just starting out or have been at it for years, if you have any questions you'd like to have answered, big or small, then send them to this email and it may feature in an upcoming Property Aunt video. You can remain anonymous if you want to, although rest assured, there is no such thing as a stupid question. Okay, back to the video. Do you have a specific kind of bar in mind? Because I'm just looking out at this garden here at the back, and it looks like this beautiful big space. And have you got any plans with that?
We'll put some fences up. We'll just make it a little bit more private. Obviously, it's been a bit neglected over the years. We have a great groundworking team who also do our gardens. So they'll come and they'll give us some advice. But for me, yeah, I'd love to think there's going to be a family in here with a couple of kids, maybe a swing and or a football net or something like that. That for me,
beautiful.
That for me is a really nice thought.
So let's pop through to the next space, shall we? Let me have a little look in here. Oh, so you've got a little like a little wet room in here. It looks like perhaps a little cloakroomy area. Oh, and of course mandatory storage. You've got to have storage. And of course, this is I suppose this is the exit into the back garden.
Yeah, there's a door out through there, out to the back as well, and then so we'll knock all this around. We're going to put some patio doors in here, bifolds, so there'll be access out to the garden through the bifolds. So we may not allow access out this way. We may block it off. We want to put a toilet downstairs, and maybe this part of the house is suitable to that. So there'll be access out through this route. So like I said earlier, I can leave it all to Graham.
You can leave it all to Graham.
Leave it all to Graham.
But all of this stuff is adding value, right? You know, more bathrooms,
yeah.
like you're opening it up, you're making bifold doors. Like it's going to be amazing.
Yes, yeah. We put bifolds in a few of our properties, and yeah, they look great. They look fantastic. They bring in the light. They're great in the summer. Yeah, they're fun. They'll be fantastic.
I love it. Do you know, you talk about your properties that you have. So clearly you have more than one property. You say you started this property business, 4 years ago?
Yes.
So just while we're popping through here, this is the bathroom.
Yep.
Let me just have a quick look. Oh yeah, that's quite a nice size, nice shower, toilet and sink. Thinking about doing anything with that one?
Yeah, ripping it all out and putting a new one in.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's touched it for quite a while, and it's it's not a pleasant bathroom in the minute, but I don't remember buying a house with a nice bathroom in. It's they're all pretty grim, and a new bathroom will look great.
I think it will look lovely. I think it will look lovely. And we'll just pop into this. I guess this would be a bedroom, a small bedroom.
Yes, yeah, this is currently bedroom 2. It will remain as a bedroom. I think with the modern way people live as well, there's often requirement for a study, for a workroom. So because we are looking to build a couple of other bedrooms, this could double up as both.
You said that you're going to be adding extra rooms.
Yes.
What, to the current existing footprint?
Yes. So
how's that going to work?
We put in a planning application to develop into the loft.
Into the loft?
Into the loft, yeah.
So you're developing upwards?
Upwards. So on previous properties we bought, we've developed outwards. There's a considerable cost for the groundworks. And as I said, we've got a great groundworking team, and we'd have no hesitation using them again, and we will use them again on other projects.
I'm sure.
But with it being a bungalow, we want to go up. A lot of the houses in the street are also bungalows that have also gone up. So our planning application went in at the point when we exchanged contracts, and we're waiting for the thumbs up.
Coming back to what we were talking about earlier, you've been in property now for 4 years?
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, this is you've mentioned that this is just one of several properties that you've already done.
Yeah.
Can you just give us a really quick overview of properties you've looked at?
Yes, I flipped one, made a 6-figure profit. We flipped another in 6 weeks and made about half that. We've kept one, and we put in planning application for a back build. So we have a house that had a single tenant for 2 years, and we have now planning permission granted to build a 3-bed detached house in the garden. I have a rent to rent, I have a rent to SA. We've just finished a project near Stride, where we've converted a 2-bed bungalow, 2-bed cottage into a 4-bed holiday let.
Wow.
That was fantastic.
Gosh, with all of this stuff, it sounds like we could have a whole series just on John's, but it's amazing.
But yeah, we've there's no point hanging around. Let's just keep going from job to job as best we can, as quickly as you can.
One of the things that I've kind of, since joining Progressive, that I've kind of really valued is the network.
Yes.
And meeting people and working with different people and building those relationships. And you know, I think it's really, really key, isn't it, to kind of maintain relationships with people that you meet, because in Progressive you've got a whole group of like-minded people.
Yes.
They're all trying to kind of make money in property, right?
Yeah, I've kept in touch with a lot of the people that I sat through the year with. I invested in one of them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're like literally working with the people in the Progressive community. You're
Yes.
partnering with people and investing with people
Yeah.
who you would never even have met.
Didn't meet until I went to the events, and they're people that I regularly speak to now. Yeah.
This is the last room in our house that we're looking at
Yeah.
today, and it looks really, really huge. So this looks like what, the main bedroom?
Yeah, this has been the main bedroom. Whether it remains as the main bedroom, we will decide, because we obviously put in 2 rooms upstairs.
2 rooms upstairs,
2 rooms
yeah,
upstairs.
I was going to ask.
One of them will be a bit bigger than this, so that's for the people that buy it to decide.
Okay, so this property,
Yes.
tell us the numbers.
We bought the property for 325,000.
325.
Yep. The previous owners have had it since the 50s. I think they held out for that number because they paid £325 for it.
Oh, wow.
So I think they held out for that number. So that was the purchase price. We believe that we are looking to spend best part of £100,000.
£100,000 doing it up.
Yep. We have looked at some of the houses. 2 houses sold on the street in the last couple of years for price in excess of 550.
550.
550.
Wow.
So if we could get something close to 550, we'll be delighted.
Is that a 6-figure profit?
Potentially.
Wow.
If we don't make 6-figure profit, we are going to make a profit. But a 6-figure would be lovely. We've made 6 figures in some of our previous projects. So not that it's a number that we have to achieve on every project, but it'd be great.
Well, do you know what, John? That sounds absolutely fantastic. And do you know what really excites me? The fact that you're working with investors and you're building projects like this tells me that people out there who maybe don't have the funds could find investors, work with them and do similar projects and like just accelerate their own way to financial freedom, right?
Yep.
You're obviously very successful now in property. It's going from strength to strength to strength. I know it's going to continue to grow. For anybody out there who's watching this, is there any piece of advice that you can give them?
I don't consider myself successful yet. I still want to keep improving what I'm doing. I still want to do more projects. So I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the process of getting a deal, of watching it being a property that get refurbed and then sold on. I would just advise people to go out and give it a go. Amazing.
Well, do you know what, John? It's been absolutely fantastic for you to show us around this property.
Thanks for coming.
I'm so excited to see what you do with it and to hear about your profit in the future. If people want to get in contact with you, how do they do that?
I am now on social media. For years I wasn't.
Who told you to get onto social media?
Yeah, you guys did. It was something that I didn't do.
Was it Kevin McDonald?
It was Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald told you to get onto social media.
I tried to cut my hair like him, and then I got on social media as he advised. Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm John Day, Jon. I'm on Instagram, john.day1, and the company is Nelms Day Limited. Reach out, and I'm more than happy to have a chat with anyone.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Take care. What an incredible property, but more so, what an incredible person with an incredible story. Take what you've learned today and go and take some action, and who knows, maybe you could just be the next person on the property pilgrimage.